Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. We got the Oscar boss battle. You are here to check out the bargain bin. If you've seen my somewhat top four maybe video, and you're here, this one's not going to be easy for several reasons. And if you know, you already know, so let's bro. Do keep in mind that no plates are allowed. They must stay outside the steel cage for this steel cage female boss battle. Not going to be fun for that. We don't have the 50% minus debuff of our gems, but we're looking for yellow gems. We're looking for multiply gems increased by 7, and silence gems doing 500% more damage. The difficulty for us is going to come with the buff and the shield. So using a boss breaker will get rid of the increased damage if any botch gems are left on the board. So one of the difficulties we're going to have is every time that it's her turn, she's going to throw a whole bunch of botch gems on the board. All 49 gems will turn into botch gems, so you don't get to leave anything on the board. And the shield at level 23 is going to be massive, 250 gems. That is 5 full boards plus 5 gems that you and your faction mates are going to have to destroy. So plus the shield is a freeze move of 2 turns. So this one's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But here's hoping that with a few good characters on your team, you'll be able to help your team do better. So in the bargain bin this time around, a couple of things. Usually your biggest damage hitters are going to remain. So if you know that from the male boss battles that we do, some characters just do damage and they're just great damage makers, like Billy Rieger or KO Relentless or OTC or Jey Uso. They just do a ton of damage. The same thing is going to apply here. People that can do over 100 million damage will help you, even if they don't have all the buffs and all the other things that go with it. All right, so who is in the bargain bin? So one who's going to be in the bargain bin is going to be Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill is going to be able to get an extra gem boost and a gem damage boost for yellow, which is going to help increase your yellow MP. And then you are, going to be able to at least do a little bit of damage. There is, unfortunately, a small choose move. She is going to be able to, where is it? That's for the red gems. It is the multis that's going to help you. So you will be able to put a bunch of multiply gems down and turn them all into greens with the finisher. The problem is it's not yellow. This is a green gem buff right here. So someone who can do multis and some gem damage. And if you have this moment, you'll get a little bit more green gem damage and multiply gem strength. So a little bit helpful right there. So that's one person that you can use. Next on the list is someone like Charlotte Flair. A lot of people have her and have the extra damage that comes with getting. You can do a lot more when you have her gear that allows you to, increase your damage. Unfortunately, with no plates, we don't get the extra buff on blowing up the pyro gems. But you will be able to blow up a lot of the board. So if you don't have anyone, she'll be able to do some damage, which is good. Swapping the board. She'll also help you with breaking the shield. So that's another bonus that you can get with hers, getting that shield break. I don't think there's anything else you would do with them. I'd still run her probably with the triple blue, and you'll be able to at least stack that green damage. So Charlotte is another one that you can use. Hall of Fame Tori is someone who is going to take advantage of the silence gem. She is going to be able to make some multiplies. So silence multiplies silence into red is one way that you can run her. She has, is it this juggernaut? It makes red gem damage more. And swap into blue. Bonus for every leech. So you also have the option of putting the armbar down if you wanted to get more silence gems on the board. But I think being able to at least utilize both the silence and getting the back body drop, putting a bunch of multiplies, blowing up the board that way, turning them into red gems and sort of starting over again, You'll be able to get a little bit of good damage that way. So Tori Wilson Hall of Fame will be good. She also has silenced gem damage with that second gear if you have it. So something else to think about. Moving on from there, again, someone who just does a lot of damage, breaks a lot of the board. Someone you can think about as Naomi, turning the whole board into green. So she's going to be good in terms of destroying the board. She's going to do, as she normally does, a lot of damage. So someone else to think about, just throwing that in there. Probably going to be one of the heavier hitters in the category overall. That brings us to Super Stacy. Super Stacy has, where is it? Increase the damage of all of your gems. She does make some yellows. And 11 multiplies into blast. That's not the one. Is it you? 17 random into blast gems. I don't know why I put her on the list, but I did put her on the list overall. Can't figure out the reason. Seems like a terrible choice, bro. Sometimes we're just looking for people to do that. Here's one that a lot of people have suggested that you can use. Alundra Blaze, who is going to make a bunch of yellow and make a bunch of random yellows into multiply gems. So she is another good choice to use. Really like Alundra Blaze in this one as well. Speaking of someone that makes, if you've got all of her gear, she's going to make a lot of multiply gems and destroy a lot of multiply gems. On the board, you can swap into yellow as well. You can make multis into yellow, so you might want to experiment with these right here, of putting those in there to create more multiplies rather than destroy all multiplies. But you get the idea. With Charlotte, more in the focused category of things. Was it you? Was it you? And then it's basically anybody that you can get a whole bunch of damage with otherwise. Kairi Sane. She was one of the ones on my list as well, too. That's going to make... where's her multis? So she's going to make multis, increase the strength of multis. She has a couple of multiply gem moves that you can throw on there. You can, with the finisher, destroy all of that, or you can try to put the Pyro Blues. Either way, those will work for her. And if I could see this, there has been a remake of Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, has a remake in the works. A video of this one coming soon. But she makes... are we going up against a chaotic person? That is a great... No, she is a defensive person, isn't she? She is, so that's not going to work for this one. But if you're going up against a chaotic person, she has an interesting multiply moveset. But she now has a new moveset that you can use with... So you can use the countdowns that will make the bottom two rows now into multiply gems. So she has a multiply gem capability. Makes... force your opponent to miss their turn. Choose move now to choose into green gems. So she's an interesting last minute replacement to be put on the bargain bin here. And last but not least is going to be Stacy Keibler. I might have put Super Stacy in there without actually thinking that one through. But Stacy Keibler, if you have the moment right here, she's got the +4 MP and another 150% for yellow gem damage, so that's going to work. And then you'll be able to, you can even try to run a tricolor build with her, where you can continually try to boost the yellow gems, make a bunch of these into traps. These traps will break into 2x2s, and then you can put silence gems to try to get all that gem damage. If that is too difficult to work through, then you can always put in the other yellow move and just run it yellow, purple, purple. And that's going to be the end of us in that category right there. So let's move over to the chaotic category. Someone who just does a lot of damage, destroys a lot of gems, is Nia Jax. So that's, again, this is just one of those people that's going to help with the shield and or do hundreds of millions of damage, just because of what she is and what she does normally. Another one to think about for this one is going to be Bodacious Becky. She has the ability to make silence gems, and that's bonus for yellow, bonus for silence. So she has a couple of bonus moves there. These tend not to do a lot of work, so I'm not sure this is the one you'd want to use, but one where you're going to get extra bonus damage for every silence gem could work. I don't see it doing a ton of damage, but it is somebody that you can think of. I hit the wrong button. We want to go back and replace. Next on the list, EO Sky. Speaking of people that can make multiply gems and buff blue gem damage, blue's not really going to help us. But this one will make multiplies with the trap gems. That's somebody else you can think of. Also with the moment you can use. Other damagey people you can do is you can use Abby the Witch. So again, destroying a whole bunch of area, making a bunch of multiply gems. You can also put row break gems down. I don't think she makes any other multiplies with the sub. So there's several ways you can run her. Someone who's going to take advantage of the multiply buff to do some damage. People that do yellow wise. I believe you actually make more yellow gem damage. She does. So she has a buff for 4 turns, so she's going to, over time, do a lot of damage if you can continue to recycle and cycle her stuff. Her move charges are pretty high. That's her biggest issue. But at least she's got a buff to sort of help out with all of that. Someone that I really like in this category is Shotzi. So Shotzi is going to make a choose a bunch into yellow, make a bunch into multiply gems. She'll recycle pretty easily. Shotzi's going to be a good shout out for this category as well. Let's see, who are these? It is Shotzi, is that one? Who else do we like in this category? That would work. I mean, I guess you could use Stephanie McMahon. She does make yellow, and she does make a whole bunch of silence. So, silence into yellow. I mean, silence into purple. I mean, you could. The other one that we can talk about is Zombie Chelsea Green. Someone who is going to make blast, blow up the board, red gems, and make a lot of multiplies. And multiplies into purple. So there's somebody else you can use. And last but not least, Queen Zelina Vega. She's someone else that you can use as well too, who's going to make purples. Does she make any yellow? She makes a few into yellow. Yeah, not really digging that, but it's going to be a difficult boss battle, so I'm not sure how great she's going to be. Did I miss anybody here? I don't think so. I think I mentioned everybody that I wanted to mention in Chaotic. All right, let's move on to the aggressive category. In terms of people aggressive that you can use, Lita has 2 different setups. One of them is going to be that multiply setup that you can make the columns, increase the strength of it, and then choose 6 to make into yellow gems. So there is a way to, it doesn't recycle very well, but there is a way to make that into a usable move set this time around. And then it's just a matter of people that do multiplies and a whole bunch of damage, right? So you could use a Sonya Deville to make multiplies and damage. You can use an Acroria to make multiplies and damage. You can use a Zombie Bex to do multiplies and damage. You get the idea. There's lots of superstars that do that kind of stuff. Next from here, it's not you, it's... I'm not sure many people have her high enough. I mean, you can. She just doesn't, I think, destroy enough. But you could bring in Zombie Bex, or not Zombie Bex, just the man Becky Lynch doing a whole bunch of silence gems into green, so you get some extra damage there. Destroy a lot of things. Mae Young. I think Mae Young's a really interesting choice for people to use, especially if you got her moment. She is going to make a whole bunch of silence and then turn silence into black. She also has this green move here that gives you bonus for every silence. And I believe the chokehold also leaves a bunch of silence gems on the board. Oh, no, they make pyro green. I'm sorry. So there's a couple of options. 7x2 into black. And swap and make yellow gem damage. So Mae Young, another interesting one that you can use for this boss battle. And I feel there's somebody else on my list that I am missing. Was it Jersey? Was it you? I don't think so. I don't think it was you at all. She does make multiplies, but I'm not sure how many of you have her high enough to make a difference. Yeah, that's basically that one. To the defensive era, so after going through some of the ones that we had talked about in the top 4 video, who else do you think you can use? Well, one could be Tori Wilson. Tori Wilson has a nice move that will, with the Juggernaut gems, boost all of your gem damage. She's going to make a bunch of reinforce and reinforce into yellow, so it's unfortunately a couple of turns around to get there, but she does have that ability. Zombie Bailey is someone else that you can do. She's also someone who's going to do pretty good with making a lot of silence gems into black. She doesn't have a move for anything else with that. No, so triple black would probably be her moveset. She's got a moment to help with that one. In terms of other yellow people doing yellow things, Miz and Maurice. So Miz can choose. She does have a snowfall yellow. She does have multiply gems. So Maurice with 2 gears, even better. We got Roxanne. Roxanne has columns of multiply gems. She does turn... That turns into blue, cross breaks, and black gems. But she is going to make a bunch of multiply gems, and she does make cross breaks. She'll be able to blow up the board, so she will be useful in terms of breaking the shield down. I've already talked about Zombie Liv and Asuka in the other video. Next on our list, was it Molly Holly? I believe I spoke about her in the other video as well too, but spamming these 2 yellow moves back and forth and back and forth. Swipe, swipe, spam. So Molly Holly is someone else we can use. And of course the bigger damage makers, the Lyras, the Indies, the Z-Livs. I mentioned them in the other video, but I'll just mention them here again. This is probably the most stacked in terms of styles, but again, still not a bunch out there. She's probably still the best, would probably be Asuka. But that's the bargain bin, y'all. That's the people you can use. Basically, whoever you got with the highest breakers is going to be key. So if you have boss breakers for this time, you are absolutely going to need a Hell Freezes Over. That's going to be for your focused. When it comes to your chaotic, neutralize will stop the boss from getting that extra damage this time around. So that would be one you could use there. In terms of aggressive, this is where you would use your exhaust to take down a lot of the damage that you're... get 2 level 10 exhaust means you're not going to take any move damage from the boss itself. And last but not least, always in the defensive category is the helping hand. That's the one that you should use to help heal your teammates. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks so much for coming to class. Brofessor, out.